Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable judges. My name is Felisita Caesarani as the Prime Minister, and my partner here, Victor Decha Zhevanya, as the Deputy Prime Minister, and we are from University of Wijaya Kusuma Surabaya. Now we are going to declare our statements regarding the motion. This House, as a first-generation immigrant, parent of color in predominantly white country, will choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. First, let us take a look. What does it mean by the first-generation immigrant? First-generation immigrant here refers to an immigrant who were foreign-born, has relocated and become a citizen or permanent resident for a new country. And ethnic enclaves are communities with high concentration of one ethnic group, maintaining a strong sense of ethnic or national identity within another country. As we know that the immigrant could be forced by discrimination and barrier to enter other fields. They become the immigrant because of several factors, include ethnicity, culture, economic, conflict, and of course, racism. Ethnicity has become the top issue these days. For example, the hashtag Black Lives Matter has an estimated 15 to 26 million people that participated in a 2020 Black Lives Matter protest in the United States. They are making the biggest movement in the Black Lives Matter in the United States history. The second is the reason why they choose to immigrate to the other countries. From the economical factor, commonly they have minimal income in their own country. For example, the number of origin poverty is getting higher and higher these days. Based on the data, that the number of poverty around the world has reached more than 700 million people, and it is increasing more during this pandemic. Because as we know that the pandemic has been a tough times to us. And the second one is conflict. The conflict of local people worldwide in their immigrant areas that they are treated unconditionally. For example, in 2014 in Australia, 1 out of 3 students reported direct experience of racism at school. And it is significantly increasing until nowadays. For example, during the hashtag Black Lives Matter campaign. Further, the immigrant commonly needs to live their own culture in their immigrant area and to make an easier way to communicate so that they can access products, services, and assistance in a way that fit their culture and language. And the last one, that racism in the country where they live has become the highest one too.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, based on what Kenny have said before, there are some points of benefits. That's why the immigrant parents choose to live and raise their children in the ethnic enclaves. The first offers, when they live in the ethnic enclaves, they are economically guaranteed. Why? Because enclaves create an alternative labor market that is ethnic specific and doesn't demand social and culture skills. And then, as we know, enclave facilitate the economic integration of new immigrants at providing social networks and economic resources. And then the second one, ladies and gentlemen, as we know that financial is one of the key to provide the best way to raise the children. So let's imagine if we are one of the immigrant parents that need to raise our children in the other country. We better to choose a good environment, which is financially, psychologically, and culture to educate our children to be the best version of them. And then within the ethnic enclaves, there are fewer problems that parents need to face to raising their children. And then the second point of benefits that the parents will have is living in ethnic enclaves means safer for the immigrant parents, especially to live and raise their children. So from the data we have, ethnic enclaves offer affordable housing, safe communities, services that are close by, and also offer a chance to develop contacts and establish themselves much more quickly than making a go at it alone where they risk isolation. So here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. Who doesn't want to live in a safe environment? It's not only for immigrant or native. It's all about human nature. And being in ethnic enclaves is one of the human nature where we can live in acceptance and belong. And the last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, living outside ethnic enclaves could lead to race discrimination. As what my friend Kenny have said before, the hashtag Blood Live campaign matter is all around the world. And in Australia, there's 1 out of 3 children has been bullied according to the racist issues. So, ladies and gentlemen, living outside ethnic enclaves could lead to race discrimination. So, by the research of the social scientists at the University of Manchester, race discrimination leads to some diseases such as mental health, increased smoking rate because of the pressure and stress, then low self-esteem, high blood disease, and could go to death. So here, ladies and gentlemen, in the last, to minimize all the conflicts above, we do believe that the immigrant parents have to live and raise their children in ethnic enclave. Because of that, it is the best way to increase their way of living, such as academically, socially, and culturally as an immigrant who lives in the other countries. I'm Decha, Zhevanya, and Kenny from University of Wijaya Kusuma Surabaya. Thank you very much.